So today we're installing a trifold tonneau cover on this 2015 F-150. We picked the cover up from the dealership and they came from Ford directly. First step is to install the weather stripping at the front of the box, and we laid it across, we laid it across and cut it to fit, and then we started peeling back the adhesive backing, and we are laying it down now. So the next step for us, because this is has a spray-in bed liner, we bypass the drain plug installation. Not to say we won't do it, but at this point in time we're not going to be doing it. So I'm going to open the rails up, and as you can see, I've got the hardware for the one side and a 14mm socket. So I'll take off the elastic and show you the next step afterwards. So we've got the right rail installed. This tells me it's the front, and I have a second set of hands helping to apply pressure. Next step, I'm going to use 6 inches from the front, which is roughly where they have the green little piece of identifier there. And that's where I'll put the first clamp. So I'll show you when I start to tighten it down. So I'm going to slide the clamp up into place, and then use my hands to tighten it by hand first.
Make sure the clamp's teeth are in the ridges.
Yeah, making sure the teeth are grabbing in the ridges, and then I'll tighten it down. So we'll get her tightened down, and I'll show you when we do clamp 2. Okay, so there's a spot here for the middle one, the identifying sticker. So we have the middle one in place, and we made sure the ridges maxed up with the ridges on the bottom side of the rail here. I'll try to get you a shot up, and there you can see the ridges. So that's where you're trying to match up the teeth of the clamps on the one side there. Alrighty, so here's the left side rail, and as you can see, there's the identifier for the back, the middle, and the front. Now what you're looking for is when you're installing it, you're making sure it's all lined up and you're not running into problems like this where it's a little bit out a bit more, or here and it's smooth like that. Now you also need to ensure that you install these brackets straight, perpendicular, and my front bracket on the right side, before I move to left, I'm going to straighten them out and fix them up. But there you can see what I mean, how you gotta make sure they're in the grooves, the brackets. Well, as you can see, I'm doing a dry fitment here. I found a problem when I didn't have the cover on just the rails, but basically my rails don't need to be any longer than this, so from here over should be gone, and then my tailgate would close properly and I'd have enough overlap. Well, we're going to conclude the install video here. Just had it installed because the dealer offered, because those rails that were sent weren't the right length. So back to what I was saying earlier, fitment along the edge here, trim is good. They gave me a new piece of weather stripping because the one I had a piece installed, and then waiting for the rails there, it came loose, but good now. So we'll go ahead and open her up here. Alrighty, so on the left and over on the right side, you have the thumb latches, and you put your cover on like this, slide it all the way forward till you see the holes line up, and then you put your bolt with the big head through. And once you have the big head through, then you simply line up your lock nuts and your washers, and hold from the top, hold it in place, and put the thumb on, tighten her up on each side, make sure it's within its recess here, and do the same on the other side, tighten her down, and then double check your fitment and your seal. So fold each panel down, locked in place, hear it click. Next panel, locked in place, click. Next panel, doesn't click. And your last panel, you just put lightly. Close your tailgate first. Close your tailgate first. And then just a little push down. And a little push down. I'll lock your vehicle and you won't be able to get in. So that's that. And as I said before, you could use the slots, the drain tube slots, or you could leave them the way I have mine run. And so far things have been working out since I have spray and bed liner. Only thing I'm probably going to do now is put in the 2 rear drain tubes, one for each side. As you can see here in the wintertime freeze thaw, the ice is built up. It's built up along the edge of my tailgate, so it causes some freezing, so it's kind of hard to open. But other than that, the sun hits it for the most part, warms it up, and inside is staying dry. We've had some rain, no complaints there. Just from the freeze thaws of the sun, you notice moisture builds up on the panels there, crystals and such. But other than that, it's been working out great. There you kind of see a better idea about what I mean of the freeze thaw. And just pull each panel to open it up. There you really get a sense, but so far, like I say, no complaints. So now I'm just going to show you how you secure the truck cover when you have it open. I have the bumpers installed. There you can see the bumpers. So I'll just give you a quick shot of securing. So to secure the cover, you simply take from your stove the rod, line up, loosen off here, loosen off, slide them down, lock them in place. So you loosen the knob off, and on this side you just watch the little track here. She slides. You just got to watch the rivets there. Just sometimes a clearance. You just have to lift up a little bit and get them to where you want them. Lock them in place, and then when you have your cover up, your cover is secure. And this kind of gives you a shot here. Drain tube. You can see the frozen water there, and then the water just sits there and it's sliding out. If you really want, you can use the brackets, use the plates with the hole and install them and put your tubes out the very front of the box here, in between the cab and the box. And here you can see I've had a little bit of ice develop here, but everything's still functioning, and so far so good. When I've had the cover up and the track gets wet or rain and I know it's cold, it's gonna freeze, I just wipe along the track before I close it, and as I close each panel I just wipe the edge of the panel. So we'll just put the cover back on. So loosen off, slide up, lock them in place, pop our rod out, stow him, lock in place. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. I'll loosen them off. Slide up. And there's a perfect example how she's stuck. But there you just push and you clear. He comes out. Stow him. Lock him in place. And bring him down panel by panel. Clicked in place. Next panel. Clicked in place. Next panel. And the last panel, like I said before, don't lock them. And just bring up. Just bring up. Push down. Push down. And you're good to go. And you're good to go. So then when there's snow on top, you just take your snow brush, clear the snow off, and you're good to go. No snow in your box.